In 1974, a group of farmers were just trying to dig a well when they stumbled upon something extraordinary. Buried just beneath the earth were thousands of life-sized warriors, perfectly preserved as if frozen in time. An army of 8,000 soldiers, standing guard for over 2 millennia. This silent legion was built to protect China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, in the afterlife. But why would a ruler go to such lengths? Was it a quest for eternal glory, or a descent into madness? Today, we're uncovering the unbelievable story behind the Terracotta Army. Let's rewind to 221 BC. A man named Qin Shi Huang has just conquered all his rivals, ending centuries of conflict known as the Warring States period. He declares himself Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China. This wasn't a man who did things by halves. He standardized everything: currency, weights, measures, even the width of cart axles to create a national road system. He connected existing fortifications to create the first version of the Great Wall of China, a colossal project built to keep out northern invaders. But his rule had a dark side. Qin Shi Huang was ruthless. He famously ordered the burning of books and the burying of scholars alive. He was obsessed with control, not just in this life, but in the next. This obsession led him down a path of seeking immortality. He sent expeditions searching for mythical islands of the immortals and consumed elixirs of life. Ironically, many of these elixirs contained mercury, a toxic substance that likely hastened his death and drove him further into paranoia. As his fear of death grew, so did his plans for the afterlife. He envisioned an entire world to accompany him beyond the grave, and that's where the Terracotta Army comes in. This wasn't just a random collection of statues. It was a meticulously planned military formation, a mirror image of his real-life imperial guard. The construction began shortly after he took the throne at just 13 years old and continued for nearly 4 decades, involving an estimated 700,000 laborers and artisans from across the empire. Let's talk about the army itself, because the details are what make this so mind-blowing. The soldiers are arranged in massive pits, just east of the emperor's tomb, positioned to protect him from the spirits of the conquered states he defeated. There are infantrymen, archers, cavalry, and high-ranking generals, all organized in battle formation. And here's the craziest part. Not a single soldier is identical. 3D scans have revealed that each of the 8,000 faces is unique. They aren't just generic soldier models. They are believed to be portraits of real individuals from his army. You can see different ages, ethnicities, and even emotions carved into their clay faces. Some look calm and determined, others stern and ready for battle. Their hairstyles and armor details signify their rank and role. You could find grizzled veterans next to fresh-faced recruits, showing the sheer diversity of his forces. There are even non-military figures, like acrobats and officials, suggesting he planned to take his entire court with him. The level of craftsmanship is astounding. The soldiers were made in parts: heads, arms, legs, and torsos were created separately and then assembled. They were covered in a layer of lacquer and then painted in vibrant colors, though much of that color faded within minutes of being exposed to the air after 2,200 years underground. But it's the weapons that are truly remarkable. Many of the soldiers once held real weapons: swords, spears, and crossbows. When unearthed, some of these bronze weapons were still incredibly sharp. The tips of the crossbow bolts were coated with a layer of chromium oxide, an anti-rust technique that Western scientists only rediscovered in the 20th century. These weren't just ceremonial items. These were weapons capable of lethal force, ready for an eternal war. Alongside the soldiers are intricately detailed bronze chariots, pulled by bronze horses. These were the emperor's personal transport for his soul's journey, complete with a driver and even tiny, functioning parts like reins and window latches. The Terracotta Army is just the tip of the iceberg. It's the antechamber to an even greater mystery: Qin Shi Huang's actual tomb. Ancient texts, written by the historian Sima Qian about a century after the emperor's death, describe a tomb of unimaginable scale and danger. He wrote of a massive underground palace, a replica of his empire, with ceilings depicting the heavens and a floor map of his kingdom. Most chillingly, he described rivers of flowing mercury, meant to simulate China's great rivers, the Yangtze and the Yellow River. This wasn't just for show. The mercury would have created a toxic, deadly environment for any would-be tomb raiders. And that's not all. The tomb is said to be rigged with automated crossbows, set to fire at anyone who dares to enter. For centuries, these accounts were dismissed as myths, but modern science has proven them terrifyingly true. Soil samples taken from the mound covering the tomb show mercury levels that are hundreds of times higher than normal. The legends were real. This is the primary reason why, even with all our advanced technology, the Chinese government has not excavated the central tomb. The risks are just too great. Opening it could release a cloud of toxic mercury vapor and instantly destroy priceless, fragile artifacts inside. We simply don't have the technology yet to safely enter and preserve what lies within. So, for now, the Emperor rests undisturbed, protected by his silent army and his rivers of poison. The discovery of this immortal legend was a complete accident. If those farmers in 1974 had decided to dig their well just a few feet in another direction, the army might still be hidden today. Now, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the city of Xi'an has become a global tourist destination. Millions of people flock here every year to gaze upon the faces of these ancient warriors, a testament to one man's monumental ambition and his profound fear of the unknown. The scale of what has been found is staggering, but it begs the question, what else is still buried? The 3 main pits containing the 8,000 soldiers are just a fraction of the entire necropolis complex, which covers an area of nearly 22 square miles. Archaeologists believe there could be many more pits, perhaps even other armies representing different parts of his empire, still waiting to be discovered. The secrets of the first emperor are far from fully revealed. He built an eternal empire underground, and we have only just begun to scratch the surface. What do you think is hidden inside that main tomb? Would you risk it all to be the first person to see inside? Let me know your wildest theories in the comments below. If you were fascinated by this journey into ancient China, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more epic historical mysteries. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next deep dive into history.